Well, hey, I didn't see you there. Hi, guys. You're probably wondering why I only have half of my face lathered. Today, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to lather one side with a soap. I'm using, in honor of Barry's Blizzard Battles, I'm using Stirling's Lemon Chill, which is quite cold for me. Barry says it's not as cold as some of the stuff he uses, but for me, it's pretty cold. My face is pretty cold right now. I'm using a Yaqi Bali brush, which I call Dolly. It's a 24 millimeter silver tip. And on the other side of my face, which we'll get to in a little bit, I have a Toja shave stick that I mashed into a, what do you call it? A deodorant tube that you can twist it up. Okay, well, you know what? I think that's good enough. It's nice and shiny. It feels slick, and my face is freezing. So let me clean up just a little bit here. All right, the razor of choice today, I've got the Yaqi Monarch. It's a butterfly open, but it's not a twist open. You push it from the bottom, and it pops the doors open. And I've got a Toja blade in here, which was a gift from my friend Craig Fatla. And Craig will be mentioned in a little bit later too. Anyway, so we're going to use the Yaqi Monarch. This was also given to me for review by Yaqi, so thank you so much for that, Grace. And this razor and that brush already have new homes waiting for them. So anyway, let's get into this shave. This is going to be my first time using this, so this will be a flat out unknown review of a razor. But okay. Okay, there's some blade feel there. The specs say that it's got a 0.90 blade gap on it. And you can definitely feel it. It's not rough. And, a lot of these things, the same razor can have a completely different feel just by changing the blade. So, but yeah, this is smooth. It's comfortable. All right. Yeah, we got some slickness there. All right. So let's go for round two. Now, what I've been doing recently is just taking the soap from my beard, because that builds up so thick. I've just been taking that and putting it in there. It's perfectly moisturized. So just rub that on there and help. Before we started wet shaving, we lathered with our hand anyway. Remember back in the day when we had a shave cream? Okay. Now for my beard growth, I typically go down on my first pass across the cheek and neck. And then I go across the cheek and up the neck, and then we'll put that on as a base. Then we're not going to shave over that. Although you could, I'm sure it's slick enough. You know what? Let's give it a try. See what happens. Because this is really slick. I mean, it's like snot on the doorknob right now. You know what? I'm going to give that a try. I've never done this before. Let me see what happens. This could be a nightmare. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it works. Yeah. Now, this razor should work out for me, because recently I've been using the Yaqi Ghost 090, and I love it. This is going to be my sensitive area right here. So let's see what this does. And if I hit the panic mode and pull the brush out, you'll know. Yeah, I can hear it cutting. Now I don't want to mash into it. Yeah, it did okay. I'm going to do one little cleanup on that. I'm going to put some fresh muju on this. It's a word I just made up just now, muju. Yeah, and you know what you can do? You can actually squeeze some out if you want and do that, right? Because it's usually just right through that area where I have difficulty. All right. Oh yeah, that extra cream helped. Hear that? You probably heard that, and I don't even have Ohio Dave microphones. All right. Oh yeah, nice. Oh, wow, very nice. Cool. Got my hard to get spot. All right, guys, let me clean this up, and we'll come back for round 2 on the other side. Be right back. All right, we're back. Now, guys, before I continue on to round 2, I do want to do a shameless little plug here. I have no affiliation with ShaveNation.com whatsoever. I highly doubt that GeoFatBoy even knows who I am. But I won a $25 gift card from the Shave Masters. Thank you, guys. $25 gift card from Shave Nation. So one thing I was always interested in trying from Shave Nation was his like deodorant style alum block. And I got 2 of them, and I cracked this one open the other day. Guys, I will never go back to another style of alum tube. This is it. This is the one for me. And they're like $8-9 on Shave Nation. Yeah. Okay, so I wanna do this before I get, oh, that's cold. Before I get into the other side. Just kind of put it on here, see what kind of sting we got. Okay, I'm not feeling any sting, but with that said, my face is quite cold from that lemon chill, so I'm not really sure. But no, it doesn't feel like it's stinging. Boy, it looks really red, but looking here in the mirror, it doesn't. It looks red on the camera, but the mirror looks fine. Anyway, I've got sensitive skin anyway, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, that's the Shave Nation. That's the Shave Nation alum block. Now, what I'll do for now, usually what I typically do is I clean my razor and do this stuff while the alum's on my face. And then when I'm done, I just rinse it off. So that's about 20 seconds, which is, you know, about what we've done here. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray this on like this. I think we're going to be okay with that. I don't want it to dry on there. So I'll just spray it on there. And guys, you know, with your face, you really shouldn't rub your face with a towel. You should just pat it dry, okay? It's not good for your skin. And say, Mully, what do you know about skin? I'm 58 years old. You see a wrinkle on this face? That's genes. I don't know anything about skin. I'm just screwing with you. Anyway, but I am 58 years old. Okay, let's move into round 2. Ooh, man, it's tight. I need my witch hazel. It's in the other room. It's all right, we'll survive. Okay, now we're going to go on to round 2. Now we're going to go to the Toja shave stick that I have mashed down into a deodorant tube. And we're going to use a Badlands brush with a synthetic knot, and I can't remember the name. Look at this brush, though. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Badlands. I had never heard of him until yesterday. That's his coin. It's a beautiful knot. Looks to be some type of a burl with the bluish purple resin. Very nice. Very nice. And it's got a synthetic knot. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of the knot. K-Bop, Kitty Bop. I don't remember. So I'll have to ask Craig and send that. Anyway, friend of the channel and friend of mine, Craig Fatla, sent this to me. Just guy came in yesterday. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a shave stick now. And okay, so wet the face. Wet the face. That's Donald Younger's soaps. Okay, then you just take this and you just rub it on. And guys, it's kind of hard to see. It's very thin, and it doesn't take much. Okay, that's it. That's all we're going to use, and I think that's too much. Okay, so I'm gonna take my brush and I got a little thing of water here in the sink. So I'm gonna dip it down in there. I'm gonna squeeze it out to where it's just got the moisture on it. And then we'll start. No, you're gonna, Mully, you just wiped it all off. Yeah, watch this. Let me look at it. Boom, lather, right? Now, you can hit it with a little more water, obviously. Now, these kind of soaps aren't going to take as much water as a good artisan soap, okay? So don't go overboard with the water with these. It's not necessary. Look at that, right? Look how it piles up there in the corner. We'll put that on. We'll just put it right back on there. Put it right back into production. All right. I think that's good enough. If it's not, I can add water. Okay. All right, so we're sticking with the Yaqi Monarch. Okay. All right. And we want to, where's my spray? Now, the interesting thing is, this is the first time I've used this brush. So the habits of the knot are not familiar to me at this point, but I like it. It's nice and soft. So I'll get the name of that and put it down in the description in case anybody's interested. It's very soft. It doesn't have much backbone. I'll get a little more water in here. You know what? How much water can it take? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's going to be good enough. Look at my beard's full of it. Well, that's okay. That'll be good for the final round. Let's do it that way. Yeah. Looks good to me. Yeah, it looks really good. All right. Can you guys shave with your left hand? Or should I say your offhand? Obviously, not everybody's right-handed. Now, I tend to come with an angle a little bit on these upstrokes because I got a spot here that's kind of hard to get. And then I've got a spot here that always fights me. Okay. Rub this in for the third round and we'll see what it feels like. I should be doing this with my right hand. This feels extremely awkward. Oh. Feels slick. All right, let's give it a try. Okay. All right, we'll take that. Now, we're going to do a little bit of a cleanup here. So we'll take this from the brush. Oh yeah, look how thick that is. That's nice. Very cushiony. All right, so that's that. Let me clean up and we'll be right back. Okay, cleaned up and back. Now we're gonna do the post shave. We're gonna start with the Hulk juice. This is 1 part aloe gel and 3 parts witch hazel. And I put it in this little pump bottle. I give myself 5 little pumps. Now, this thing, you don't wanna, when you're putting aloe gel on, you don't wanna rub it in. You just wanna make sure you got complete coverage. And then let it sit. Let it sit and dry for a minute. Now, after this, after sitting here, well, you know what? Let's go over what I used while this dries down. Let's go over what I used in the shave. Unfortunately, I left the Stirling Lemon Chill in the bathroom. That's where it lives. It doesn't come out here. Today's brushes, we used the Yaqi Bali brush, 24 millimeter Silvertip Badger. Thank you, Grace, for sending this. And we used the Badlands. I've named it the Badass. The Badlands Badass. He's got an Etsy store. I'll put a link down in the description. Like I said, never heard of him until yesterday, but I went and looked at his Etsy store. He's got some cool looking things on there. So check him out. And thank you, Craig Fatla, for sending this to me. Much appreciated, brother. And I do like this knot. It's very soft. Like you said, it's on the verge of being floppy, but it's not floppy. It's got just enough backbone to it. And I know Craig prefers a stiffer backbone because we've talked about this. Okay, thank you for that. All right, that's dried down enough. Next, I'm gonna hit, I like to smell good. And one of my favorite aftershaves is Vanule's Spicy Man. Now, I don't have any affiliation with Monica over at Vanule other than I buy a lot of her stuff. I like her stuff. Now, the thing about this Spicy Man, there's something in it that really burns my face. Now, it doesn't turn it red or anything like that, but for like 5 or 10 minutes, it's tingling really, really hot. Must be something in the Spicy Man. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it is hot. Now, you're gonna, with Monica's aftershaves, you're gonna wanna shake them up really well because they are witch hazel based and they kind of separate and you'll get stuff kind of stuck at the bottom, right? So, but one thing I want to make clear, when I'm talking about how this burns my face, I'm not complaining. I love this so much, I'm willing to put up with it. All right. Anyway, so I'm sure I shook that way beyond what I needed. All right, so I'm going to take a handful of this, and here comes the burn. And your aftershave too, you don't want to rub it in. You just pat it on. Get good coverage. Ooh, ooh. Now, it's not alcohol. It's a witch hazel base. Now, some witch hazels do have alcohol in them. So when you guys, if you're wanting to buy a non-alcohol witch hazel, make sure you check the label. Because I know Dickinson's has alcohol in it and some of the other, and I think Dickinson's may make an alcohol-free version, but you have to check the label. Always check the label. I think the alcohol it's a very low amount, but there is alcohol. Thayer's is non-alcohol, and I don't think they've got an alcohol version, to be honest. Okay, so we've got that in there, and ooh, yeah, it's starting to light up. Now I'll let this dry down for a few seconds. What else do we use? Did I say the razor? Today's razor was the Yaqi Monarch, the twist to open, not twist to open, the push to open butterfly razor. I've already taken the blade out. I used a Toja. Is it on there? Is it written on there? Can't see. Yeah, there. Toja. Oh, it's backwards. That's right. Oh, my phone is recording backwards. Anyway, so that's what that is. And I'm just gonna wipe this off, get the water off of it. Now, the one thing I'll say about this that I don't like is the push-up feature, because that spring is pretty tight, okay? Now, look, any normal guy, you're strong enough to push it up, okay? It's not that. But when you go to put a blade into it, you got to hold it like this, and now you don't have anything to, you don't have anything stopping it, right? But you can't hold it like that because the doors will never open. So you kind of got to get a grip on it somehow and and press it up, right? Now your hand's in a really awkward position. I guess the only other option would be maybe set it on the counter and push it down, and then you can do that. That might be a better idea. Let me give that a try. Yeah, that works. But yeah, check this out. So to do this, you got to finagle with it like that and get a grip on it, right? And then go in backwards and do that. So that's a little fidgety. I'm not a big fan of that. So this razor itself, I would probably not buy this, only because of that feature. The shave that I got from it was very nice. I've got BBS. You saw the shave. I didn't go crazy hard in the paint on anything. I've got and I think the 0.90 blade or 0.90 blade gap is probably my sweet spot. Anyway, but just that feature alone would stop me from purchasing this. But hey, that's just me. Other people may feel differently. Okay. All right, so that's dried down enough. Now I'm going to hit it with the Duke Cannon. Duke Cannon Icy Cold. This kind of balances out the spicy. And I like to go a little heavy with it. I use about that much. Now the best way to do this is warm it up like this first. Get a little heat to it, and then that helps it spread. Now this one, you can massage it in, right, if you want. Get all your good areas. And guys, obviously, I have no affiliation with Duke Cannon, but this Icy Cold Aftershave Balm, it's one of the best balms I've ever used. I like it so much. I have to order it from the States. I've got like 4 bottles sitting here ready to go anytime I need them. All right, guys, that is it for the shave. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Once more, before we leave, we got the Yaqi Bali, which I call Dolly, 24 millimeter silver tip. The Badlands Badass, compliments of Craig Fatla. We got the Yaqi Monarch in the matte color. And one of the soaps we used today was the Toja shave stick that I mashed into a push-up tube. Very cool. And do not forget the Shave Nation alum block, which I love. All right, guys. I guess we will call that a shave. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right, guys. You have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Y'all stay smooth.